Hello guys, welcome back to the new video. So in this video we will design our task screen. So first let's see the screenshot. So this is our task screen we will design in this video. And here in our presentation package, let's create one more package with the name task. And in this let's create one more file. And again we will use scaffold for our task screen also. So first let's create our top app bar here with the new private function task screen top bar. So here we will use simple top app bar which comes with the Material 3 API. So here our top app bar is asking for that experimental annotation API. So let's opt in this. So here in this top app bar, we are first using this navigation icon parameter. So this navigation icon puts the icon at the start of that top app bar. So here we are using this arrow back, and then we are giving this task as a title of this top app bar. And here we are using this action parameter. So this action parameter has row scope. So this will put all the icons at the end of the top app bar. Let's look at our screenshot first. So here we can see in the first screen top app bar and in the second screen top app bar we can see we have some difference. This is because when the user will create the task first time, then there is no need to put these delete icon and is complete checkbox. But if a user has navigated to the task screen by tapping on the already created icon, then it should show these two icons also in the top app bar. So user can either delete that task or assign this is complete value. So for that, let's create few more parameters here. So here we have these parameters. So let's use these one by one. First here we will attach this to on back button click. And next we will use this if condition. Here we will say if is task exist, then we will use two icons. First we will use this task checkbox. So here we will provide this is complete value and this border color through the parameter. And after this let's use an icon button. Here let's copy this code and paste it here, and let's attach it this to on delete button click, and let's use the delete icon. Now let's use our top app bar in this parameter here. So let's use this, and for now let's just provide the true value to this is task exist and this is complete to false, and this border color to red. And leave this thing blank for now. And here we will use column layout for this scaffold content. So here, so for this column I have used this fill max size modifier and this padding value, and also I have assigned this horizontal 12 dp padding for this column layout. So now we can use our task screen in our main activity to see the preview of this task screen. So let's run our app and see how this much it is looking. So here we have our task top app bar. We can see we have our icons also on the right and left side. One thing we need to change is the styling of this title. So let's go back to our task screen and close this and this also. So here let's use our styling to headline small. Now the next thing, let's see the screenshot. Now we will take these two outline text field and let's use these. So here in our column layout, let's take outline text fields. So here I have taken these two outline text fields. So these outline text field will take maximum width of phone's screen, and here I have provided the spacer in between. And now let's create state for these two text fields. So here I have created these two states. So let's also use where instead of this well, and press Alt Enter to import that get value. I have created these values for temporarily, because in the future videos we will keep these values in our view model, and we will also update through the view model. So for now let's use these two values in our outline text field. So here let's use this title, and we will say this on value change to title to it, like this. And in the same way let's use our description. So now let's run our app and see this much change. So now let's go to our title text field. So here let's try to type something. Here we can see I have typed something that is not go into the one line. So what it is doing, it is just going into the single line even after it is not fitting into a single line. So this is why, because I am using this single line parameter in our title text field. But when I go to our description text field, so here if I try to press enter, so it can go to the multiple line, because I have not provided any single line parameter here. Now the next thing, I will give the functionality of that this title field should not be blank, and if it is, then it should show the error. So for that let's scroll up, and here let's create one more value for task title error. So here I have created a value with the name task title error. So initially we will keep this null value, and here I am updating this task title error according to our title state. So here if this title state is blank, then we will show this, and if its length is less than 4, then we will show this, and if its length is greater than 30, then we will show this, and otherwise it will be null. So here let's use our task title error in the outline text field of this title. So here I am using if the title is not blank and this task title error is not null, then it will show this error, and also it will show the title error through this supporting text. And I have not provided any error for this outline text field because user can either put any value into this description text box or can leave it blank. That's why. So now let's run our app again and see this change. So here we can see it is showing that please enter task title as a supporting text. So let's start typing some title. So now it is showing that task title is too short. So here let's type not less than 4, then it will not give any error. And if I try to type something which will be long for a title, so it will again show that error task title is too long. So here we can see it is working perfectly fine, and also in this description we can put anything. So for now let's minimize this and this also. Let's see the screenshot first. Now the next thing, we will design this due date row layout. So here after these outline text field, let's use again a spacer with 20 dp height. So for that, first I have taken this text composable and then this row layout to put these icon button and this text on the horizontal axis. And in this row layout, I have used this fill max width, and horizontally we will arrange space between. It will arrange these children without free space before the first child or after the last child. So now let's see this code. So here we have our due date row, and when we click on this date icon, then the calendar should open. So we will give this functionality in the next video. So for now let's move on to the next thing. So after this due date row, we will provide this priority row. So let's go to this. Let's minimize this and this also. And after this, first let's copy this spacer and take 10 dp as a height, and also this text composable because this heading should also be exactly similar. So here let's use the heading priority. And after this again we will use the spacer to give some spacing, and then a row with a priorities button. So here I have used this row layout, and this row layout will take the max width, and in this row layout we will use this priority class. So this, let's press Ctrl B. So this is the same class we created in that common file in that util package. So we have these three priorities. So we will create button for all these three priorities. So here I am using this entries, and for each entries we will get a priority. So what I will do, I will create a new private function for a single priority button. So this will be our single priority button. So here I have used this box layout, and in this box I have first given this background through this background modifier, and then this box will be clickable. So here I have used this clickable modifier, and then we have given some padding, and then border, and then again padding. First let's see the screenshot, then I will explain why I have used these two paddings. So here we can see in our screenshot, first we have some space between the outer box and then this white outline, and then we have some space between this text and this white outline. So these modifiers we need to give in some order. So here I have used this order. If I change this order, then we will get the unexpected result. So this is why the order is, first I have used this background to give some background, then this will be clickable, then I have given some padding for some space between this border and this background, then again this padding for some space between this border and this text. So this is how these modifiers will make this box in that way. So let's use this priority button in that row. So here for our priority buttons, first I have used this weight modifier. So this weight modifier will give 1F to all our three priority buttons. So all these three buttons will take equal size. Then we are providing this label to the title of that priority, and again this background color to the color we saved in that priority enum class. And here we are checking if that priority is medium. So for now I have just provided this hard coded value medium, but in the future videos when we will implement our view model, then we will check whether this priority has been selected by the user or not. So here we will check that if it is selected one, then we will give this white border, otherwise the border will be transparent, it means no border. And in the same way we will give this labeling color, if that is selected then we will give white, otherwise we will provide this white color but with zero point 0.7 alpha value. And for now I have left this on click, so now we can run our app and see this change. So here we have our priority buttons row. Now if I try to click something else, so it will not work because I have not provided that on click functionality. So first let's minimize this and this one also. Let's see the screenshot. Now next we will design this related to subject row and then this button. This related to subject row will be exactly similar to that due date row. So we will just copy paste the code. Let's also copy this spacer and paste it here and use this 30 dp. And here this title will should be related to subject. And here let's change our icon to that arrow drop down. This one. Let's also change this content description to select subject. And here we can see I have just provided this hard coded value for now, and we will also make this dynamic. And also let's scroll up. Here let's change this to some date like 30 August, and let's scroll down and create a button after this row. So here in this button I have also used this enabled. So if that title error will be null, then we will only enable this save button. So now let's run it again and see these changes. So here is our task screen. We can see our save button is not enabled because we have not provided any task title. So let's put some title. So we can see it has now enabled. And now let's go to this description text field, and here let's try to enter few more times. So user can also type the description in the multi-line, but we can see there is one problem in that. So here let's first close this keyboard. So we can see our save button is not visible on the screen because we are using this column layout. And what we need to do, we need to make this column layout scrollable. So if user tries to put some long description, so it should be scrollable. So for this, let's minimize this and scroll up. So for that, here let's use this vertical scroll modifier. So here let's provide this state with this remember scroll state. Now we can run our app and see this change. Now again let's make this description text field multi-line and let's close this keyboard. So here we can see our screen is scrollable. Next we will provide this functionality like if user click on this delete icon, so that delete dialog should open. So for that first let's minimize this and this also, and here we can just use the delete dialog we created in our component package here, this one. So let's use this in our task screen. So here for this delete dialog, let's also create one more state, and let's use this state here. And let's scroll down, and here in our top app bar, when the user will click on this delete icon, so we will make this state to true. So we can run our app and see this change. Now let's click on this delete icon. So here we can see our delete dialog has opened, and let's click on this cancel. Now it has disappeared. So we have designed our task screen, but still there are two things we need to implement. First thing is this: when user will click on this calendar date picker should open. And also when user click on this related to subject drop down icon, then the bottom sheet should open. So we will implement these two things in the next video. And for this video, this will be all. And do subscribe if you don't want to miss the next video. Thanks for watching.